So little buckles are pretty easy to do with straps. You can see that I've got them all over here. They're all instant. So when I unwrap one, it'll unwrap all of them, and then I'll have to sort of, stop them from overlapping possibly. So anyways, I've got this little buckle here, and now I'm going to go about, laying in a strap for that. Buckle's pretty easy. It is literally, in this case, it's just a rectangle with the renderable turned on. I threw a bit of a bend on it just to bend it, and I booleaned in 2 cylinders to give you the rest of the buckle. You could attach them together. It'll get collapsed down to an edible poly at some point, and but right now I just left it as a boolean in case I wanted to change something there. And then we put the strap in. So the straps are pretty easy to do. I'm just going to go in and grab a plane. We're going to start with a strap, maybe yay long, whatever. And so very few. In this case, I've reduced the poly count. Reduce your poly counts. That's all I'm going to need right now. I'm going to use the placement tool and select and place and get it close so it's somewhere up there. And I'm just going to get it close by rotating it onto the surface here. So that it's in place, and then set my width and get it to fit the buckle as the rest do, probably something like that, and it's going to be here somewhere. So we're going to do this in a couple little pieces, but what I'm going to show you is an easy way to get this thing to stick to the surface, which is really handy. I think we've done a bit of this before, but I'll show it to you again. So editable poly. And in the edge mode, so 2 on the keyboard, I'm going to double click across the top, grab that full edge. Okay, so I've got that full edge selected. And I can go about kind of getting it close. Now we've used conform before. That's one way to do it. Certainly one solution. I'm just going to go Alt-1 and hold down Shift and add some segments in here without holding down it. And I'm going to make that one go underneath the buckle. So it's going to go under the buckle. Now the other thing I want to have is I want to have this shell, and I may as well have them all the same thickness, so I'm control dragging it from the other one, or you could copy paste instance so they all stay the same size, and I'll just make that the brown color so it kind of reads better. Goes down underneath, over, and then back down underneath again. Back in my editable poly, show end result, I'm just going to push this down with that, and then this one at this end is going to come, sort of sticking out somewhere and fly out of this. We then want to continue this piece down, so it actually connects around here. Who's going to see it completely, right? So I'm just going to go to the polygon mode and grab the polygons right here, both of them, and I'm going to copy them. Now note, if I shift drag, I get this. Okay, I don't want to extrude, so when you're copying polygons inside of a polygon mesh, it's Control Shift to copy them down. I'm just going to go and copy that down here somewhere and say, yeah, clone to element. Back to my edge mode, and I'm going to pull that up to where it would attach, somewhere in here. Nobody's going to see it that close. And I'm going to add a swift loop across, and it goes down underneath. And then this is going to get stuck down to the surface down here somewhere. So I'm just going to take this down and around. I want to have it go all the way underneath. But you notice it isn't fitting perfectly. I'm not that concerned. You'll see why in a minute. So I'm going to pull that around again. We could use the conform. Conform is going to conform everything unless we put selections in there and whatnot. But I'm just going to get this close and wrap it around, so it looks like it's going in the right place. Now, with that editable poly still picked, let's go back to your modeling tools and let's take a look at freeform. These top tools are ones we haven't used. These are the ones we were using for that sort of light sculpting duty type thing. These ones up here are for retopology, means sticking one surface to another. And so they're, looks a little different for you, but you open up a little, item looks like this. Say I'm going to draw on a surface. What surface? Pick the surface. I'm going to draw on this bag here. So it's selected that. You can give it a bit of an offset if you like. And so now we can just take this conform brush, and you'll notice that the conform brush just sticks it down onto the surface. So I can go ahead and just stick this down and stick that to the surface. Now you'll see that one's not working really quite right because it's hitting the edge of the bag here. That's fine because I can easily just go back and grab this and just, stick it where I need it and get it close enough. So that's actually worked pretty good. The other one is you'll notice that you can see all the angles in it. Okay, no smoothing groups. So let's go back to our modeling ribbon properties, smooth. That'll be way over in the right-hand corner for you. So that's smoothed out now. Okay, so it looks a little neater and tidier. And now we can just go about sort of updating some of the forms. So I'm going to go and use my, modeling, just sort of my knowledge of modeling here, and that's pulling some stuff, using my Swift loop, right? Dropping in Swift loops in places to round things out a little bit. And now I might want to pull these back to get an angle on the end. Okay, so that would look a little nicer. So using that freeform tool will allow us to stick it down to the surface really fast and get it to look right. So that's already starting to look pretty good. I'm going to put one there and there and just round that out. There you go. Does it need turbo smooth? Probably not. If you put enough edge loops in, it probably really doesn't. And so if I go around now and just kind of update the edge loop count, you'll notice it looks pretty clean, and it is not going to be a huge pain to unwrap or anything. It doesn't have too many polygons in it. So there you go. Sticking things to surfaces, getting a nice little buckle going. It's not that hard.